Coming up on this edition of Reel to Reel.
I'm Peggy Weber, and this week on Reel to Reel, I'll be bringing you an update on the annual Catholic Appeal.
I'm Terry Hegarty. I'll be reporting from the Catholic Men's Conference, where hundreds of men gathered for prayer and fellowship.
And we'll take you to Homework House in Holyoke, a program helping at-risk kids to turn their grades around. These stories and more are just ahead on this edition of Reel to Reel.
Here is your Reel to Reel host, Sharon Roulier.
Hello and welcome to Reel today as we are visiting Homework House in Holyoke, a program providing free after-school tutoring and mentoring for children in Holyoke, those at risk for academic failure and dropping out of school. This is just one of the 40 agencies and services supported by the annual Catholic Appeal of the Diocese of Springfield, which is currently underway. More on Homework House coming up in our program, but first, this week Springfield Bishop Mitchell Rosansky met with members of the media to give an update on the annual Catholic Appeal. Now, it's not often that infants and toddlers outnumber press conference attendees, but it happened on Monday at Montague Catholic Social Ministries. Bishop Rosansky chose this site to highlight its good works and that of all ACA-funded agencies and services. Peggy Weber was there and tells us more.
As children played around him, Springfield Bishop Mitchell T. Rosansky offered an update to the community on the status of the 2015 Annual Catholic Appeal. The press conference was held at Montague Catholic Social Ministries to highlight how the church assists children and families in need. And it offered some good news about the appeal.
Just about 4 weeks ago, we launched our diocesan-wide annual Catholic Appeal, our yearly opportunity to answer Pope Francis' call to serve with love by helping our neighbors in need right here in Western Massachusetts. I am pleased to announce that as of our latest report, we have exceeded more than $1.2 million from 8,600 donors. A tremendous reply at what is still an early stage for our appeal, for which the active phase runs through the month of May.
Bishop Rosansky toured the facility and answered questions from the press. He stressed his gratitude to all involved and all who give.
Today, I want to thank those who have given or pledged for helping us out of the gate, and I ask those who have yet to make their gift to prayerfully consider doing so. While the annual Catholic Appeal is critical to helping many of our key ministries, it also helps more than 40 other community-based services and agencies, like this valuable community resource here, the Montague Catholic Social Ministries. Through its many programs, it aids families and children here in Franklin County. It demonstrates God's loving care for all who enter its doors.
Susan Marinek, director of Montague Catholic Social Ministries, thanked the ACA for its support.
The ministries, which were founded 21 years ago now, by Father Stanek Samet, who's here with us all today, is a ministry that responds to the community's needs.
She noted that the group began in 1994 when Turner's Falls had the highest per capita rate of domestic violence in the state. This led to a playgroup starting in the basement of the former St. Anne's Church.
That playgroup, which was the precursor of what we're seeing today here, has blossomed into many different ministries, that all of which have responded to the needs of the community.
She noted that the programs have expanded and changed, and the center currently offers English language and early literacy classes 4 times a week. Father Stan Aksamet, pastor of Our Lady of Peace Parish, explained the origins of Montague Catholic Social Ministries.
People seem to be coming to the door time and time again for the same kinds of issues, same kind of problems that they were facing. And we felt that it would be good to have something more systemic, something to look at longer range solutions to the problems to empower the people to help themselves and not simply put Band-Aids on issues.
It was a press conference with rice cakes, apples, and squirming children. It showed the depth and breadth of how the Annual Catholic Appeal serves the community. Many of the agencies supported by the Annual Catholic Appeal help children. Virginia Dillon of Homework House in Holyoke expressed her agency's gratitude.
I too would like to just thank all of the diocese and everybody who has supported the Annual Catholic Appeal over the years. The Annual Catholic Appeal has been a critical piece of funding for Homework House since we got started in 2007. And without it, I'm not sure that we would have been able to accomplish many of the things that we have.
Homework House offers tutoring to more than 100 students in 2 of the poorest neighborhoods in Holyoke. Bishop Rosansky emphasized the importance of the Annual Catholic Appeal and the people helped by it. The Annual Catholic Appeal's goal this year is $3 million. Supporters are asked to continue to send in their pledges and donations. And Bishop Rosansky will continue to view firsthand the work of the ACA as he visits more agencies. And you can follow Bishop Rosansky on Facebook at Bishop Mitch Rosansky and learn more about his many pastoral activities. For Real to Real, I'm Peggy Weber.
And as of late this week, the amount now exceeds $1.3 million from nearly 10,000 donors. And we know that the Annual Catholic Appeal benefits more than 40 agencies, including our very own Catholic Communications Ministry. For more information about the appeal and to make your pledge, you can go to our website at iobserve.org and click on the ACA link. Another one of the programs being funded by the Annual Catholic Appeal is designed to help young people stay connected to their faith, New Spirit Retreats. New Spirit has been connecting with kids for 20 years. As Carolee McGrath reports, now the kids definitely leave the retreat renewed and excited about being Catholic.
It was kind of like a private, unplugged concert for these 11th graders from St. Agnes Parish in Dalton, except it was their confirmation retreat. And while kids may have expected to be bored all day, they were anything but.
Baby, you know I
This was a New Spirit confirmation retreat run by Pat Sears and Barry Kingston. The nonprofit ministry has been connecting kids to their Catholic faith for 20 years. Co-founder Pat Sears is a father himself of 5 boys.
As far as what they can expect, I'll tell you first, what most expect is that it's going to be 4 hours of being serious and 4 hours of listening and 4 hours of class and 4 hours of mass, and that's just not at all what we're hired to do. You know, it's really not meant to be. The catechesis, the catechetical side, is important, but it's a lot of information. And retreat work, whether it's ours or others, you know, is usually more heart-centered, and we're trying to help make that 12-inch connection from the brain to the heart.
There's going to be 2 questions for each section, and the first 2 questions are which sins do I struggle with the most and which one do I have the best job controlling.
Pat and Barry, a father of 2 and a rock musician, have run close to 2,000 retreats for tens of thousands of teens. They also have a New Spirit Week in the summer at Camp Holy Cross in Goshen. New Spirit, Inc. is supported by the Annual Catholic Appeal. The focus has always been to help kids develop a personal relationship with Jesus.
Youth ministry is relational. It's about relationships. Jesus was about relationships. This Pope is about relationships. And all the good programming and catechesis in the world, we can do it standing on our heads. But until something becomes personal, it's not going to click.
Jeff Polano is a junior at Wacona Regional High School. He's also a 3rd grade CCD teacher.
We did the second small group. We had to tell a story about our life and how it affected us and how it kind of turned us toward God. And like the story, it kind of drew tears from a bunch of people in the group, myself included, because it really hit home. Because like the first time you're talking about it, and it's like, oh, everyone around here, no one's judging me, so I can basically talk about it as free as I want to be.
St. Agnes in Dalton has been using New Spirit to run their confirmation retreat for years.
It connects the sacrament of confirmation in their religious education. And they enjoy it, and so do we.
For so many of these kids, this retreat is life-changing. Not only are they learning about a personal relationship with Jesus, but some of the kids over the years have come back to help volunteer.
You guys ever had a moment, right? Ever had a moment in your life where you felt like God's presence?
Connor Driscoll from St. Michael's Parish in East Longmeadow is one of those volunteers. The 23-year-old served in the Air Force and did 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan.
Their whole thing with them, and we really focus on at New Spirit, and a part of the thing is just being tools for God, helping other kids receive His message. We're not here to preach to them. We're not here to, be like teachers, like the traditional Sunday school teacher. We're here to be tools of God and to help these kids find their relationship to God.
Connor also coaches wrestling at East Longmeadow High School and plays rugby for the Springfield Rifles. And you're kind of a tough guy, right? Air Force. So you're like,
Air Force,
So you're a big, strong man, but you're still humble before the Lord.
Oh, always, because I feel like I could never be as strong as I am today without the Lord, without God. Without God in my life, I never find the strength within, to do things. I do things now that I never thought was possible, and it's all because, I give praise to God.
And Connor's witness and the witness of Pat and Barry are helping teens to reach for Christ in a world that often tells them He's irrelevant.
So our job is, we love the church. We love Jesus. We love Mass. I didn't when I was a teenager. I want to help bridge the gap. I want to help come in a way and present this in a way that's going to make them desire it more. And if things go from here to here, and there's a connection that happens, then all the catechesis, all the Mass, all the things that are important, the meat and potatoes of our faith, become more important.
Become more important to the future of the church. Reporting for Reel to Reel, I'm Carolee McGrath.
Just another example of the powerful way your annual gift to the Annual Catholic Appeal can make a very real difference in the lives of our neighbors right here in Western Massachusetts. To those who have given, our sincere thanks, and if you haven't yet, please do so. Make your donation in your parish or online at iobserve.org by clicking on the ACA link. And still to come on Reel to Reel, another stellar year for the Cathedral boys hockey team. And Terry Hegarty with a report on the 13th Annual Catholic Men's Conference. These stories and more are still to come on this edition of Reel to Reel.
The Chalice of Salvation, your weekly spiritual connection. I'm Passionist Brother Tyrone Scanlon, your Chalice host, inviting you to take time out of your busy days and join us Sunday morning at 10. This week, we welcome Passionist Father Melvin Shorter as our Mass presider. The Chalice of Salvation, your spiritual connection, Sunday morning at 10, right here on 22 News.
Former Today Show correspondent Michael Leonard is bringing to the 2015 Catholic Women's Conference on April 25th what he learned about the importance of faith from those years, as well as what he's learned recently from his time as producer of Father Robert Barron's Catholicism series when he speaks at Bellamy School in Chicopee. Joining Mike as speakers for the day will be Alice Camille, well-known author, religious educator, and parish retreat leader, and Allison Giddengrass, founder of Reconciled to You Ministries, who will share her love of the Catholic faith. There will be opportunities for Eucharistic adoration, confession, and a Mass celebrated by Bishop Mitchell Brzezinski as part of this special day, as well as break time for visiting a variety of exhibits. Call 413-452-0812 or log on to iobserve.org and click on the link for the Women's Conference.
What have you done for your marriage today?
I took the baby while she worked. Today we've actually organized a date night tonight.
I got up with the baby while he slept.
Yeah.
What have I done for my marriage today?
That is a great question.
I've carried my wife's purse.
Boy, I gave a huge hug this morning, like a really big squeeze.
We're going to the museums as a family.
What have you done for your marriage today? Don't forget the small stuff. Need ideas? Go to foryourmarriage.org. A message from the Catholic Church.
The Cathedral High School boys hockey team skated through a great regular season and right into the playoffs this year. For many years now, Cathedral's hockey team has been a powerhouse in Western Massachusetts and beyond. But perhaps no more than this year was the team's story more inspiring to the entire community. The Cathedral High School boys hockey team was undefeated in the regular season this year and made it to the semifinals of the state Super 8 tournament. But hopes for a state title were dashed Wednesday night as number 1 ranked Cathedral lost in sudden death overtime to number 5 St. John's Prep by a score of 4-3. While the loss ended their season, the boys, their coach, and the Cathedral community have plenty to be proud of, with a record of 22 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties. The student-athletes say that enjoying the overall experience means more than wins and losses.
It's been great. I mean, I love this team. I love everybody here. I mean, couldn't ask for a better group of guys. There's so much chemistry. Everybody gets along. We have a great time. We all work hard.
The Panthers did work hard in their final game played at the Songus Center in Lowell, fighting back each time they were down. St. John's led 1-0 after the first period and added a goal in the second, but the Panthers pushed back, ultimately tying the game at 2. St. John's scored again in the third period. With less than a minute to go, it looked like the end for Cathedral until John Leonard tied it again with 50 seconds to play. But the celebration was short-lived. St. John's found the back of the net just a little more than 1 minute into the sudden death overtime. Cathedral head coach Brian Foley says doing well on the ice is only part of what he hopes the boys learned from their experiences.
We stress a lot of, life experiences and life skills and, what's important long term and, the camaraderie, the loyalty, the friendship, the love for one another, respect, and just, try and get them to leave here with a good work ethic and a, desire to attain goals. Be it academic, real life, long-term goals.
Speaking of the long term, most of the boys have been playing hockey their whole lives.
I've been playing hockey for a while, probably out in the front yard with my dad when I was like 2 or 3, and then got on skates around 4 and then started playing competitively when I was 5. I just love the sport. It's taught me so much in life. You learn so much stuff you can't learn anywhere else, so it's a great experience and I wouldn't change it for anything.
For many years, Cathedral has put excellent hockey teams on the ice. They are the only Division 1A hockey program in Western Mass. Coach Foley says the 2014-2015 squad will be remembered as a team that worked well together.
There's been a lot of great Cathedral teams, a lot of Cathedral alumni, and I think the kids understand that they're playing for so much more than they even realize, with the amount of alumni that are out there that are pulling for these kids. And, we talk about that. The alumni, the hockey alumni, the kids who really got the program on the map, and these kids have just taken it to a new level.
Pete Cornella, who will be playing hockey and studying economics at Holy Cross College in Worcester next year, says Coach Foley and the other coaches taught him a great deal.
They're very personal. They teach you to carry yourself like a hockey player and like you're representing the school wherever you go. Try to be as respectful as possible and to represent the school as it truly should be represented.
I think Coach Foley's really taught me how to be a leader. He's a great guy. He gives you every opportunity you could ever want. He's a great coach. Not only a great coach, but he's a great mentor to me. He means so much, and he's taught me so much in these 4 years, the stuff that I'll take with me for the rest of my life.
The program should fare well in the season to come despite losing 5 players to graduation this year. St. John's Prep will go on to face Malden Catholic tomorrow at the TD Garden in Boston for the state championship. Congratulations to the Cathedral Boys hockey program They can be very proud of the way they represented the Cathedral community. And it's great to see how this team has stuck together all year long. Education like that provided at Cathedral has always been an important aspect of the annual Catholic Appeal. And joining me now is Virginia Dillon, Executive Director of Homework House in Holyoke, where the goal is helping young folks achieve more in the classroom in order to better their lives in the future. Thanks for having us today, Virginia.
Oh, welcome to Homework House, Sharon.
Thank you very much. Now, Virginia, Homework House has been doing some great things for kids for a long time now. Can you tell us what has been happening here at Homework House?
Well, every day we have about 35 kids here at our site in the Flats, and we match them with volunteer tutors. So every day we work on reading and math skills and homework assistance for the kids. And our results, I think, speak for themselves. Last year, over 90% of the kids mastered grade level reading words. We had 75% of our kids exceeded reading level growth expectations. So,
wow, that's some excellent statistics.
Yes.
Now, this is not your only site.
No, we have two sites in Holyoke. We have another site up in the Churchill neighborhood at Our Lady of Guadalupe in the old school building there. Mm-hmm. So, and we serve about 50 kids a day up at that site.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So how important is funding from the annual Catholic Appeal for Homework House?
The annual Catholic Appeal has provided core support for Homework House since 2007. It's really provided a base upon which we can build our programs and has been instrumental in helping us do what we need to do.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Well, thank you so much, Virginia, for having us today, and good luck to you.
You're welcome, and you're welcome to come to Homework House at any time.
Thank you. And remember, the annual appeal cannot help important services like Homework House without your donations. Again, check a donation link on our website at iobserve.org. Meanwhile, hundreds of men from across the Diocese of Springfield and beyond gathered last weekend for the 13th annual Catholic Men's Conference. The men celebrated their faith, listened to several speakers, and enjoyed fellowship. Terry Hegarty was there and has our story.
Sing with me, how great is our God.
The 300 men who attended the Diocese of Springfield's 13th annual Catholic Men's Conference at Bellamy Middle School in Chicopee last weekend were asked to not only learn more about their faith, but to share it with others. 4 keynote speakers stressed the importance of the sacraments and told the men that they are an example of Christ to others. Bishop Rosansky, participating in his first men's conference in the Diocese of Springfield, agreed to be a speaker at the conference since a scheduled speaker had to cancel due to health concerns. Bishop Rosansky spoke to those gathered about the importance of leadership.
Good leadership is necessary for both the advancement of our human race, for the common good, and really for each individual in our society.
Bishop Rosansky says he was impressed by the enthusiastic participation of the men.
Over 300 men have come here today to say, faith is important to me, and living my faith is important to me. It's not only important to the men who come here, it's important to their families. And so I really am edified by seeing how many have signed up for today, have come to participate in this day, and find great joy in being here and supporting one another in the living out of our faith.
Other speakers included Father Robert Reed, president of the Catholic TV network, Ray McKenna, founder and president of Catholic Athletes for Christ, and Greg Wazinski, a nationally recognized Catholic inspirational speaker and author. Greg says that having men gather together strengthens their faith.
Sometimes, let's be honest, faith is seen as weakness. It's seen as a fairy tale or some hope that most people don't want to buy into because it's just a sign that you need to rely on something else. And so a day like today just reminds us that it is the farthest thing from that there is beauty in our faith, and we have the opportunity to not only grow in our relationship with Christ on our own, but to be the hands, feet, and the eyes of Jesus Christ for one another.
While still fighting this long, tough winter, many of the men said today that to be able to attend the men's conference and be refreshed in spirit was a breath of fresh spring air, even while still in the grips of old man winter. When they weren't listening to speakers, the men participated in Eucharistic adoration, the Sacrament of Reconciliation, and enjoyed praise and worship music performed by the Rock Group. Father Jonathan Reardon, chairperson of the Men's Conference, says that the conference has all of the ingredients that the men need to build up their faith.
We have adoration, we have confession, we have personal encounter with the Lord through Holy Mass and the Eucharist. We have priests here from all over the diocese to be with us. And we've got great speakers, and we've got fellowship. We've got all the necessary ingredients to make for a really great Catholic day for these men.
Father Reed says that gatherings like the Men's Conference are greatly beneficial for participants.
We just need to get away sometimes, even if it's just for a few hours, to recharge and to pray and to be with like-minded individuals, in this case other guys, so that we can share our faith and pray together and have the ability to reflect spiritually upon the challenges and struggles of life.
Ray McKenna started Catholic Athletes for Christ 10 years ago.
I think in our country we have had and experienced and suffered from a tremendous void of male leadership in the families, in the workplace, everywhere. And it's really Catholic Christian men that need to step up and fill that void. And it's by getting together and getting to know each other and getting the Holy Spirit to move us that I think we can fill that void.
Peter Morin traveled from New York City to attend the conference. He has come to the Chicopee gatherings for the last 3 years.
One of my first conferences I've ever gone to. I really wasn't sure what I'd expect to get out of it. What I found is that the speakers really do give you kind of a great perspective, give you different ideas to consider in your life and ways to connect to the faith. So I remember coming out of the first one just feeling really energized, really had a great connection with the speakers. So that's what keeps me coming back.
Father Reardon was happy to see so many men turn out for the day.
What they're learning is not just the sacraments and they nourish, not just hearing great inspirational stories and speakers, but they're learning how to go from here into their families, into their workplaces, to live more fully for the kingdom. And that's really is the goal, the essential goal of this day, is to have something to take away, to go home with, to say, I can better live my Catholic faith now because of what I learned at the Men's Conference.
Several exhibitors were also present, offering books and a variety of Catholic gift items. The program concluded with a Mass celebrated by Bishop Rosansky. Reporting for Reel to Reel, this is Terry Hegarty.
And Father Reardon says that planning for the 2016 Men's Conference is already underway. And for those looking to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, our good friends at Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament Parish in Westfield will be hosting a family Irish night next Saturday, March 21st at their parish center on Holyoke Street. The always popular Sarah the Fiddler will provide the entertainment, and proceeds will benefit the youth planning to attend World Youth Day in 2016 in Krakow, Poland. We've posted a link on our website at iobserve.org, where you can also stay informed on all of the latest happenings. That's iobserve.org. And finally, as we have done throughout our show today, we remind you to participate in the annual Catholic Appeal. Remember, Homework House, as well as this television program, benefit from your contributions to the annual Catholic Appeal. There are 40 agencies and services helping the young and old alike who depend on the annual Catholic Appeal, so please consider making your donation. Thank you in advance for your support of the annual Catholic Appeal. And I will see you right back here next week at this same time for another edition of Reel to Reel, your window on the world around you. In the meantime, let's work on melting more of that snow. There's only a week left until spring. Enjoy your week.
Reel to Reel is a production of the Catholic Communications Corporation, funded in part by the annual Catholic Appeal, and the support of you, our faithful viewers.